Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. For today's video, this is a bit of a sharing session and also a mini rant against Alter. They have done this mistake before, and every once in a while they do repeat this mistake when they become a bit too overly ambitious with their figure design. So what you're looking at in front of me, this is a partially assembled purple heart from Hyperdimension Neptunia. This figure initially came out back in year 2018. Yep, 2018 for about 18,000 yen before taxes. And she was re-released once in year 2022 for an additional 1,000 yen, still under 20k. Now, 18,000 yen is a lot of money back in year 2018. It is the equivalent of 25 or 27k in today's Japanese yen, right? And this is what her box looks like, right? And to put things simply, this figure is full of problems because Alter overdid it with how overly ambitious they are with the design of this figure. Blackheart wasn't like that. Blackheart was close. That figure wasn't easy to assemble, but nowhere as difficult as this one. I also own Blackheart and I love this figure. Though this figure is nowhere near perfect when it comes to Alter's standards, and I have never reviewed this one on this channel because I bought this one way back then when this channel did not even exist yet. Okay, I love Blackheart simply because she looks like Strike Freedom Gundam in a way. Anyways, back to Purple Heart over here. My biggest complaint with this figure, which led to a major disaster, and because I was overcome with emotions, I did extremely stupid things in an attempt to fix her as quickly as possible so that I can display this figure. Firstly, this figure does not plug into the base at all. You see, she is literally floating on 3 metal rods with one only plugged into her side over here. So you get 3 metal rods, and then you're supposed to plug this one into her side over here. And then you balance her on these 2 rods. Yeah. Yes. Just like that. So you have to balance her, and then while she is balancing on these 3 metal rods, I have to assemble the rest of the figure, which wasn't too difficult. So with this kind of support, right, Alter is apparently trying to recreate a flying pose, a levitation pose, and this is something very ambitious to do. I mean, Aniplex once screwed up the same thing with Ishtar from FGO. This is nowhere near as bad as Ishtar. Ishtar was also a floating figure in a way. But, long story short, I knocked over the figure accidentally. One day, I knocked her over when attempting to photograph the figure as a figure photographer, and I broke her wing. I was so emotionally distressed in a way because I loved this figure otherwise. Amazing figure indeed, and until today I still think this is one of the best looking Purple Heart figures. Not knowing what to do when it comes to repairing this figure because the packs on this figure are just awful. I mean, look at this skirt armor over here. Right? You have thin plastic, thin transparent plastic plugging into the side of her hip over here, and I was extremely lucky not to break this. This is so fragile, you see, and yeah, this is no better. I would say this is even worse. Look at that. This is horrible. I mean, because in the actual character design of Purple Heart, it is like all of her mecha parts they are floating, right? There are no parts connecting them. They are like floating above her head and so on. So I think Alter was really trying to recreate that effect over here with minimum connections between her armor with the main figure. So we get this transparent, very thin plastic over here. And yeah, I managed to break one, which was the one over here on the wing. Now, do remember, it wasn't this figure falling off from a shelf down to the floor. It was literally knocking her over just like that. I knocked her off the base and she landed on the table, and that was enough to break her wing. Yeah. And because I really wanted to display this figure because I liked her so much, what I did was I literally drilled a hole through her wing into the figure's back over here, and yeah, I have done permanent damage over here. This was something I did out of desperation, not knowing what to do back in year 2018. And now when I look back at this figure, what should I do next in an attempt to repair this? I do think this is repairable, just that I need to figure out a way on how to create my very own custom pack over here so that I can attach it to the back of a hair. So far, my plan, when I feel mentally prepared to do it, is to maybe, fill up this hole with resin, like cure resin, and then I'll paint over it, and then I'll figure out a way to do my own pack. Maybe I will embed my own custom pack inside here and try to... I don't know, man. What is your suggestion for something like this? Please let me know down in the comments below. This is definitely the worst ever thing I've done to an anime figure. And this is also a perfect example why you shouldn't let emotion dictate things. I needed mental preparation in order to film this video and show you guys. This figure has stayed inside her box for years. I am very unwilling to take her out because I do not want to be remembered of what I did to this figure in the first place, which is this. But now, hey, just by looking at the thumbnail of this video, it might attract you. I mean, if I can get some views out of it, why not? Even this side skirt armor over here was affected, the other one, where one of the binders over here is very loose. I think this was glued together initially, and after the impact, it has came loose. Until today, I have not glued it yet because I don't want to ruin the paintwork over here. Yeah, this thing is no longer attaching on the metal rod properly, as you can see. It is very loose. On the corner here, it is fine, but this armor is supposed to stay up here. Nope. As you can see, it is loose. And there are no cracks visible, so I have no idea what is wrong over here because this side skirt armor otherwise is plugging in well with this metal rod over here. It feels like, I just don't know, man. This is really upsetting. I guess I can only be grateful that the other parts, very thin parts over here, are not broken. Yeah, I mustered up the courage to share this with you guys. Yeah, this is a horrible thing I've done to an anime figure in the past. And there is another figure of Kuroyuki Hime from Max Factory, which I've also done similar. Not as bad, but I wrapped that figure in cloth, in ribbon, in an attempt to photograph her in a birthday suit. And I ended up staining red color dye or paint on the figure. Yeah, not as bad as this one, but I think that would be in top 3 the worst things I've ever done to a figure. So after seeing this video today, what do you think? Do you think this is still salvageable? Is this figure repairable, or I should just buy another one? The one that was re-released in year 2022. Yeah, let me know down in the comments below. I think buying a new one is the best move, but at the same time, I don't want to give up on this figure. I want to try to repair it. I mean, I have 3D printers at the back and so on. And that is all for today's video. I just wanted to share with you guys this tragic case involving this purple heart figure over here, and I want to know your opinion. Is this fixable? Should I attempt fixing it? Yeah, that is it. So until then, if you found this video to be painful to watch, yeah, give this video a like if it is painful to watch, because it certainly is to me.